Hello, Gary. It was nice chatting with you on the phone the other day. I hope your trip, was it to see your dad, went well on the train. This will be some video feedback on your print ad, and hope I haven't missed anything. I know we discussed a little bit in the over the phone, but here is some more suggestions. Now, Gary, when I open up your very competent Illustrator file, it prompts me that I'm missing some typefaces. So as you probably have discovered, it's always good to save it as a PDF. Now, if I open this up in Acrobat, the Illustrator file, I'll probably see something. But regardless of that, oops, so I have to click through these. I'm missing some fonts, as you know, which I may have, but there are many out there. And then here is your ad. I see that you've got, haven't labeled them, but that's okay. You know, it's very easy to go and label them. Just double click on them and say, I'm going to put this as color solid. I like the idea of bleeding. This is a print ad, so remember that it's going to be trimmed. You've gotten a bitmap version of the Amethyst Bay logo. What you need to do, though, is put the style guide version. You may not have known this, but you can open the style guide from Illustrator. So I'm in Illustrator off screen. I'm going to select the style guide, PDF, and I'm going to say OK. There it is. Now, all I need to do to import the proper logo onto your file is to select it, copy it to the clipboard, go back to your file, and paste. And there it is. I wouldn't distort it. Here it looks a little scrunched, but I would use it, maybe really big. I think that's possible. If you enlarge it, try not to compress it laterally. And it looks good, I think, overlapping. Well, maybe changing some of the colors, but it looks good overlapping the corporate solid and the photograph. Gary, I've gone ahead and opened up earlier assignments. This is week 2's photograph. I would hope to see image adjustment layers. And what I mean by that is I'm off screen here. I'm in Photoshop. I've opened up your PNG file, and I'm going to create a new layer. So Gary, what I've done is I've cut and pasted your image onto a blank Photoshop document, and I'm going to go up under layer off screen. I'm going to create a new adjustment layer. I'm going to change the color balance. Let's say I want to make it, let me show you this slider here. I'm going to call it color balance, okay. And then I can adjust, let's say I wanted to make it more closer to the turquoise. Perhaps I wanted to make it bluer and less yellow. This also shows you the relationship between cyan and red, magenta and green, yellow and blue, which are the CMYK and RGB, respectively, color spaces. And so here I can turn that off. Here's the original. Here's, those quick adjustments I made. And that's what I would hope to see in terms of adjustment layers. It's an important concept. Layers can also be masks, as you learn in week 3. Gary, I think I'll wrap it up here. We discussed about making this, quite large, perhaps those staggered sentences in the slogan. And again, watch your margins. But great job, great progress, and I admire your enthusiasm for changing things, and I'm glad that you don't commit, right up front, and keep moving things around, sizing, scaling, so forth.